Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Kid Icarus for the Nintendo Entertainment System. In the last video, we made our way through Stage 1 at last, and now we are on Stage 2-1. And this is where the game gets easier. The stages, or at least the levels, do feel like they are longer, but they are also easier. So let's move around here and fight some enemies. We still have these kinds of enemies who are ready to fight us at a moment's notice. But we now have these falling rock style enemies that are popping up too. And I want to hit them as many times as I can and get some hearts. Also, these enemies are now popping up, or at least the serpent style enemies are popping up infinitely at this point. Also, I could have gotten a harp there, but I didn't. Anyway, we got these guys falling down here now. Might as well get some hearts from them whenever possible. Definitely want to do that, because it'll definitely help me afford some health or two. And here's a hot spring, which I definitely wanted. And I finally have my fireball. So, the fireball gives me some extra firepower whenever I fire an arrow. And it'll be a little useful. It becomes a little easier to hit these enemies if I need to hit them, so that way I can hit multiple of these enemies and take more on. Also, we have enemies that are sticking out of the ground there, and I don't want to fight them unless it's absolutely necessary. I can duck their shots and then hit them afterwards, but they can be a pain in the butt to hit regardless. Also, I want to go in here and fight off these enemies in this room. Make it a little easier to get some hearts. And I am picking up a lot more things that I would like to pick up. So let's keep this going. And we got these pink enemies that are now popping up. We can hit them for 5 hearts each, which is a good thing, because I want to fight as many of these things as I can. Would like to get some hearts too. And 2 for 1 right there. Love it. Any more for any more? No? Okay. Now, need to make my way a little further to the right and carefully, so that way I can face more enemies. Because being able to fight off a bunch of enemies will be really useful here, as well as getting their hearts and their points. Can't get the heart there though, but that's okay. And hey, I will gladly take that. And these things. These green things that are suddenly flying at me. They're kind of like those Cyclops, those flying one-eyed enemies from Stage 1. In which they do swoop down on me and make things harder to deal with, but I can fight more of these, and I have better firepower to face them with, though that's okay. Now I just need these things to come at me. Perfect. I don't think any more enemies are coming at me, so want to go ahead and fight the rock enemies here now. Ow. That was terrible. Am getting quite a bit of pickups here, though, which is always good. And I'll get 4 more hearts for good measure. And get myself another water of life here. Make it easier to revive myself in case I lose too much health. And I did not see those enemies right away. I do see them now. And I want to tackle them and get more hearts. And now these guys are popping up. Great. All right. Want to move a little bit to the right here. Not too much, though. I do want to fight some more of these things. And go in here and try this on for size. So I have none of these things being mallets. Now it's 50-50. And that's not what I wanted. I should have hit the one on the lower left. Oh well. But we tried all the same. And the reason I didn't go with my usual rules on how to handle that, the treasure rooms past stage 1, is because things are done a little differently from this point on. And I don't have the rules for those in my notes. So I was kind of flying blind there, and that's pretty much on me. Also, it's time to face more of these kinds of enemies. And face these little green guys that are hopping around like mad. They take 2 hits to defeat for the time being. And I have to get them to jump at me a certain way, or else they're not going to show up anywhere where I would like to show them like for them to show up. There we go. And that room doesn't have anything in it, so we don't have to worry about what's in that room. Also, I would like to keep all these enemies around here. Because if I can do that, I can keep these guys around, have them jump at me, and then I can take them all out. 5 hearts each. Now this thing's gonna leap at me. And now I'm gonna have to deal with it again. But that's okay. I could get it from here. And I want to be very careful from here because those... Yep, these guys are going to show back up. And I want to make sure that I can deal with them. Alright. I can stand over here and get away with it. So let's do that. And from there I can stand there. And that should be the last of them. Alright. Let's get some more hearts from those winged serpents. And then go in here. And as much as I would like to grab a water of life, I will get a health chalice instead. Every little bit's gonna help. How am I doing? Good as far as points are concerned. And the things are now popping up. Great. I do not like these enemies. But at least I can hit them this time. Take care of them a little better than their counterparts in Stage 1. Which is always good. And ran right into that. I shouldn't have. Did not want to do that. And I can't believe I hit that enemy. That was pretty cool. And he's popping up now. That still hit me? Good grief. Well, we can do a little bit of shooting here. Which is what I'm going to do. And I wanted to get those hearts, but doesn't seem like well, I got something. Not quite able to get all of that either. Let's get in here. And let's take on the training. Time to start shooting at the tiles again. And this time, we should be able to survive a little better compared to when we did this in Stage 1. Why am I still getting hit? I don't want to get hit a lot here. And, well, we've managed to do well enough to get through here, so let's grab this bow. With that bow, we'll be able to increase our reach once we have enough health, which is something that I would like to have. And now, we need to be careful as we make our way through here. And take out the enemies that we can. Take that out too. Take that out too. And you. Ow. And you. And man, these things seem to be coming out seemingly infinitely And by entering this room, we'll be able to get our third level of strength. We now have a purple outline around us, which is really nice, because that means I have more power with my shots. And I would like to have more power with my shots. And they're not leaping at anymore, so let us make our way to the exit. Missed out on some hearts there, but that's okay. We'll be able to do stuff and help ourselves a little more in the next area. And we have our 5th unit of health because I picked up enough points. Now, stage 2-2. And we have... what do we have? I know we need to hit these two. So it's just the one here. And yeah, I had the feeling I probably shouldn't have hit that. Oh well. Let us make our way from door to door as we go through here. And hopefully let's not get hit a whole lot as we do things. Because that would be terrible if we got hit quite a few times while doing virtually anything. And having this fireball definitely made things easier. I have to say that right now. And more of these. Not exactly something I was looking forward to, but I'll take it. Alright. We can use the fireball to make it a little easier to shoot all of these flying big nose enemies here. And here we find nothing. I still want to go in there though, just to be on the safe side. And we got more of these things popping up, so we might as well start fighting. Just paying attention to these things and where they go. And here's where I want to be, because we have a hot spring. And I might as well take the time to get a drink because I know that I'm going to need it. So we now have full health, and we now have our longer range. That comes from having both the fireball, well actually having the bow, but having the fireball is also wonderful. Because that means you can do some more cool things. I think you can kind of combine the two power-ups rather well. And if that's the case, that's something I look forward to doing. So, it looks like the fireball still has only a short range, but both things are still worth having. And I want to be very careful as I go through here. Because those guys, they only jump to the left. They only move to the left. And I might as well go ahead and take care of the enemies here. Just get the points. Give myself a little vacation away from those guys. Those guys in the overalls who jump to the left, they will steal your weapons. They will steal the fireball, they will steal the bow, they will steal the wand. You do not want them to do that. Because if they do, it will be a pain in the butt to get everything back again. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. And I want to use this area above the door for as much as I can. See how that helps. Carefully make our way to the right. Very carefully make our way to the right. Because I do not want to run into these guys at all. While finding these enemies. And speaking of enemies, I'm surprised they were there. I don't think I remember running into these guys in my practice run at all. At least they're not the guys who were leaping towards me earlier. Still want to be careful. And not seeing them anymore. That's a good thing. Neat. Alright. And there should be one more salvo of these guys. Perfect. Now, time to be careful with our jumps. Because we will have to deal with some enemies around here. Including those guys who are walking around on two legs. Also, be careful with the down button on the D-pad, because you will be falling through the floor if you use it here. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to do that personally. Okay. Took care of those guys. And not exactly how I wanted to take care of all that, but okay. And I still have no idea of the timing on how firing on these enemies is done. I'm already wasting too many arrows as it is. And I almost pressed down there. That would have been terrible. And I'd rather not mess with him unless I really want to. I may have scrolled those enemies out of the way. But I can get him here and he can't get me. Now, the green guys. These green hopping enemies. They're here, they exist. And they apparently want to be a problem. And I can't believe I have max hearts. Anyway, we might as well spend a good bunch of these hearts on a water of life. If I can do that, I can get myself some more waters of life. At least I can get myself another one. I don't think this guy will let us buy another thing. And if that's the case, that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But I do have 3 waters, so I can't really complain. Now, we have these platforms. I do want to fight the enemies around here, and I also want to be careful. That way I can do things like that. There we go. And that looks like the last of them. Just take it slow. Don't do anything dumb. Make sure the platform you're on is above the one that you want to jump to. That way you can do this. Be careful with your jumps. I know the jumping can be a little weird in this game, but trust me, being careful is something you want to do, and I can't believe I off-screened that guy. He's still not hard to fight if you don't off-screen him, but I managed to off-screen him. And I might as well just leave him alone. Get the points whenever I can. And I just want to be careful. Just being careful here. Just try not to do anything that I probably shouldn't. Or something like that, I guess. Well, this is a little better. And easier to get them that way. Now, to get in that room. Alright. And that was weird. Took more damage there than I wanted, but can't really complain, because again, the game is easier. At least we're near the end of stage 2 too. And I can't be happier to be out of a place than I am right here. And I might as well get another water of life, because why not? It'll also get that guy throwing projectiles at me out of the way. I like that. And here we are with these enemies again. Okay. Let's keep getting to the left here as we get all these hearts just with the greatest of ease, apparently. Seem to be collecting a lot of hearts around here. And that should be the last salvo. Perfect. Getting close to the end here. Actually, we are at the end. And we scored 52,000 points. Now, we can't get any more units of health, but I'm not torn up about that, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, we're still going to be having some fun here. And before I close this video out, I might as well fight them. Get some more hearts. And that should be the last of them, so we might as well close it here. Join me next time where I go to the end of Stage 2-3 and maybe go through Stage 2-4. Depends on what's going on. But I know I'll complete at least Stage 2-3. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!